today in a story you heard first only on 4. A Minneapolis police officer is now charged with having sex with a 13-year-old girl he met on a telephone chat line. According to the criminal complaint, 31-year-old Travis Koenig of Blaine took 2 girls to a Holiday Inn hotel in St. Louis Park back in June. The girls said they were 18 and 19, but were really 13 and 15. The officer admits having sex with a 13-year-old, but says it was consensual. Officer Koenig was relieved of duty several weeks ago, and he is in jail at this hour. 2 suspects are in jail.
This officer's future is filled with court dates. He'll be answering to charges of having sex with a young teenage girl in front of another teenage girl. Tony Berlin has the update on the story you saw first on 4.
For 2 years, this cop worked with young people in a Minneapolis high school. Now he's locked up in jail, charged with criminal sexual misconduct with a 13-year-old girl and accused of setting up the whole thing with phones at work.
Investigators say it started on this telephone chat line service. 31-year-old Travis Koenig, a Minneapolis cop, allegedly lured a 13- and 15-year-old girl into a hotel room where he had sex with the younger girl while the other girl watched.
Investigators say Koenig used Minneapolis police cell phones to contact the girls. They met at this gas station and then moved on to a St. Louis Park hotel.
Police say Koenig registered under a false name and met the girls in a room on the 2nd floor. The 15-year-old at times watched while a pornographic movie played on TV. The 13-year-old girl allegedly performed sexual favors for the cop, including allowing herself to be handcuffed while they had sex. Koenig claims he later asked the younger girl, "Well, you're above 16, right?" But police say since Koenig often worked prostitution details and worked off-duty security at Patrick Henry High School, he should easily be able to assess ages of juveniles. Students at the school who know Koenig find the charges painful to hear.
He's a cop. I mean, you're supposed to stop criminality, and he's doing it himself.
Fellow cops argue these charges shouldn't put another black eye on their profession.
Thousands of police officers that do very difficult things day in and day out with integrity and honesty and bravery, or whatever it takes. This man doesn't represent any of us.
But that will be difficult to convince dozens of young people who trusted this cop. In Minneapolis, Tony Berlin, WCCO 4 News.
In another story, sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl. Travis Koenig allegedly met the girl on a telephone chat line. According to the criminal complaint, he then took the girl and a friend who was 15 to a Holiday Inn in St. Louis Park. Koenig is charged with 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct plus having a child perform sexual acts. He is on administrative leave until the department completes an internal investigation.
Tonight at 10:30 on PAC. Thanks for joining us. His job is to protect and to serve.
But tonight, a Minneapolis police officer and part-time high school security guard is charged with sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl. Authorities say Officer Travis Koenig met 2 girls on a telephone chat line. He later took them to a hotel where he allegedly had sex with one of them. According to court documents, Koenig said the girls told him they were adults. But as Carolyn's Greg Vantages reports, prosecutors say he should have known better.
Minneapolis police paint a picture-perfect record of their officer, Travis Koenig. But with his arrest, his image suddenly seems to blur. Criminal charges filed by the Hennepin County attorney today accused the 31-year-old of having sex with a 13-year-old girl in June.
I think any parent would be angry, any parent of a young daughter.
Authorities say Koenig took 2 girls, 13 and 15, to a St. Louis Park hotel after meeting them through a chat line. The complaint says Koenig had sex twice with the 13-year-old, performed other sex acts. At one point it says the girl was handcuffed, but it's not clear if they were his police cuffs. Koenig admitted it all happened and told investigators it was consensual. The complaint adds the girls had told him they were 18 and 19.
The police, when they met with her, felt that she was someone that was 13 years old, that acted like she was 13, looked like she was 13. And so we believe that he should have known that she was 13 years old.
At this time, we can certainly say that Chief Robert Olson...
Today, as the Minneapolis chief left, a sergeant spoke on his behalf, saying Koenig's most recent work includes policing prostitution, and the criminal complaint says that includes accurately assessing details such as age.
We certainly don't want to erode or diminish any of the public's
confidence or faith in the department. But at this time, for a lot of reasons, data practices and due process, really nothing specifically we can say.
Tonight, an officer entrusted to protect is on paid administrative leave, while his department and the courts weigh his fate.
Whether they be a teacher or a minister or a lawyer or a police officer, people who work with youth, when you have cases like that, people are understandably more outraged because they put their trust in this person.
Tonight, Koenig faces 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct, 1 a felony, plus solicitation of a child to engage in sex. Now, St. Louis Park Police say there's no evidence Koenig used his status as an officer. And as for his high school security job, authorities aren't saying where he worked. Finally, Koenig is in custody tonight on $50,000 bail.
All right. Thanks, Greg.